What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, coming back at you tonight to continue our lake breakdown series of Pickwick Lake out in Alabama. I guess you could say Mississippi and Tennessee as well, but we've already covered the Mississippi side, we've already covered the Tennessee side, and now we just need to focus the rest of our attention on Alabama, and that's what we're going to do in this video, and probably for a few more videos going forward. We'll mix these in. Stay tuned, I got some good stuff for you. Let's go ahead and jump back in here to Pickwick Lake. Now, if you've missed the last videos, we've done, I think, 5 different videos already on Pickwick Lake. And what I did was I started up here in Tennessee. I did the Tennessee section, and then I did the Mississippi section, which would be kind of this whole area right in here where you see these white lines. That's the border. And then now what I want to do is do the Alabama section. So on the Alabama section, what we're going to do is we're going to start up here on this side. We've already covered this side of the lake from the Mississippi border. So we'll start here on the Alabama border, work our way all the way down. We'll go all the way down to the dam, and then we'll come all the way back up, and we'll end basically right here around this little area right in here, back here in this pocket. So we'll cover all of that. We're not going to cover all that in one video. Obviously, it's going to take us a while to do that, but that is the plan. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing and keep talking about what we can find on Pickwick Lake. So over here on the left-hand side, just to kind of show you how I have things organized, we've got channels and ditches. Now, if you wonder what that is, basically we're just using the satellite imagery to find the channels and ditches. So let's say like we go back here and we go into this section. Notice where these lines are, they line up on those channels and ditches, those channels up here as well. And we can really see those when the water's down. That's 2 of 23, but if we take it back, let's say here to 2012, you wouldn't really know where those little channels were, but with those lines and those tracks, you're really able to tell where stuff is. So that looks really good there. And then you've also got, let's see what other, if we can get a different date. It looks like 23 might be our best date. It's going to be our best date's the current date. So let's go ahead and keep looking and see what else we can find. So we've also got cover as well. So this is going to include all kinds of different things like brush, laydowns, ditches, just random stuff that we were able to find by looking at Google Earth and by drawing the water down and seeing what types of things that we could fish by or that would be high percentage areas to fish around. We've also got fish attractors, which in Alabama, unfortunately, I cannot find the fish attractors for Pickwick Lake for Alabama. So if you guys know of some coordinates or something, please put them in the comments for me. I'll go out and grab those coordinates and I'll put them on this card so we can have everything all together. We've also got offshore hotspots, which we're going to talk about later. We're actually going to bust over and use the Navionics mobile app, their boating app, to show you all the different offshore hotspots that are out here. And there are a bunch of them that we were able to mark. Obviously, this is a high percentage, high offshore type lake. So there's going to be a lot of different offshore hotspots that you'll see here. And then we've got a lot of ramps. So several different ramps that are around here. If you've ever heard me talk before, sometimes those boat ramp patterns can be really good, especially the ramps that don't get used as much. And the other thing is nice from a safety perspective, just to know exactly where the closest ramp is to you in case you ever get any troubles. Then we've also got rocks. So you guys know that fish love rock. If you can find the rock, you'll usually find the fish. So anytime we were able to find any type of rock formations, boulders, any type of rock to fish around, we went ahead and marked that for you guys as well. And then last but not least, we have structures. These structures are more like tie-ups and stuff like that, man-made structures that we were able to find that we just want to point out to you that could be really good areas to fish around as well. So let's go ahead and select everything here. I'm going to take the offshore stuff off. And then what we're going to do, normally I'd go up here to the slider and I'd change that date back, but I think leaving it at 2023 is going to be our best option because the water is the lowest right here in this image. But let's go up and let's just see, this is actually 2021. That didn't give us very good. Let's keep going down, see what else we can find here. I doubt we're going to find anything better than what we saw there. So this one's going to be a little bit trickier, but we're still going to be able to find some good stuff. So let's move it back to 2021. That's the best image that we have. Or 2021, 2023, however you want to say it. We'll start up here and we're just going to start working our way south. So I'm going to go over here to the side I'm going to take this sidebar off so we can have a complete view. And let's go ahead and just jump into this thing. Now this, obviously, you're going to have a break in here. You've got the main river channel coming over here. So this area in here is probably going to be a pretty good area to fish around. And there's some pretty good stuff that's over here. Obviously, you've got some rock. You got a little man-made structure there. You can't really tell in this image, but if I draw that back to 2020, right here, you can see you got a little bit of rock here, and you've also got this little man-made structure. I'm not sure what it is, or maybe that's just a giant boulder. I have no idea, but wanted to point that out to you. We've got some rock right in here as well, so you could do some shallow cranking, stuff like that. I'm sure you've got some pretty decent current coming through here as well. So anywhere you can find any types of breaks, like right here, fishing around those breaks can be good too. But you've got laydowns and you got rocks. This looks pretty interesting back here. I don't know what that is. Probably not underwater too much, but it looks like maybe like a beaver dam or something like that. It's kind of hard to tell, but looks interesting. All right, let's keep moving down. We've also got a laydown over here. And then if we switch over to the other side, we just marked a couple different laydowns here. We talked about these on the Tennessee side, but we've got a couple more down here. And these, obviously, these can fluctuate. You know, 2020, the laydown was there. It might not be there in 2023, but more than likely it is. Most of the times I've gone out here and I've checked these, they've definitely been there. All right, so now let's keep moving on down, see what else we can find. If we come over here on this side, you'll notice there's a little ditch that comes through here. And if I zoom in, you're really gonna be able to see this ditch. These can be really good areas to fish around. It can be really kind of spots that most people don't pay a lot of attention to. So anytime you see those ditches and they're coming out, you know, from little creeks and stuff like that, and they're flooding out down into the river, those are good spots to go look at. You definitely want to take a look at it. So there's one right there. You got another laydown that's up there, but then coming back down in here, this Huffman Hollow has the same type thing as well. You've got a nice little ditch that comes out here, that's created almost like a nice little flat with a channel in it. So definitely good places to go fish. You want to go check those out. Let's keep moving down. We're just basically parallel right here to the Mississippi side. So if you're wondering where I'm at, I've just basically gone over to the other side of the river. So here we are. We've got some rock that's up here. Let me pull in here and show you guys. There's a little bit of lighter rock. This isn't like big boulders or anything like that, but just definitely some rock that you could fish around, maybe some pebble-ish type rock, maybe a little bit bigger than that if we can see it from satellite. Got a lay down there, got a couple more lay downs. So if that lay down pattern's going good, you could just run some of these lay downs. Then we get back in here. We got a pretty decent little channel that comes back through here. This could be interesting to fish, especially during the springtime, but I really like how that channel's there. I don't know if we can get a better image here. This thing kind of has a mind of its own. There's another channel up top too, so you kind of got two different creeks coming in here. We probably could have marked that one too. It's just not as significant, but right here, if you follow my hand, this looks like the main creek channel as well. Kind of swings through here, and then it just kind of just bails out all through here. But there's a really good little channel going through here too, so definitely check that out. You've got some more rock over in this area. Got some really good rock here around this ramp. This ramp looks like it'd be a good ramp to fish as well. It doesn't look like it gets used too much. Another lay down in there. This was a pretty decent sized one, almost like a full tree just kind of laying down in there for you. Those can be good. And then back here, you've got a couple more creeks that are kind of coming through here. You got one that's right here. You could kind of get up in here possibly and fish in here if the water got deep enough. And then obviously coming back in through here, this is your main channel that's coming back through there. So if we're looking at that when the water was up, of course, it's going to look a lot different. This is 2015. Let's go to 2012. You can tell this is a flat. It's got a lot of vegetation and stuff like that. So that could be a really good spot, especially if you've got vegetation back there, because you're going to have a break where that little channel is, and that could be money. So, all right, let's keep moving back and see what else we can find. So we're going to come out of that little pocket there that says Parker Cemetery. So if you're wondering where I'm at Parker Cemetery in the Lauderdale Wildlife Management area, I'm just west of that. So I'm going to go down a little bit further and see what else we can find. Just a couple more laydowns. Not seeing too much here on the river channel side, just more laydowns and stuff like that. Again, you're mainly probably, my guess would be that you're looking for anywhere you can find a break from that main current coming from the river. So, or I don't even know, I might be actually pointed the wrong way, but anyways, looking for that, where those breaks are. So anywhere you find these points and stuff like that, those are going to be good spots. You see where we got rock here, so you obviously got some stuff that's washing away here. It looks like you might have a decent little like bluff wall going on right in here too. So check that point out. That point looks pretty good. I also like the fact you've got this creek coming back here too that we can look at. Very similar to the last one. Just kind of comes down, makes a couple turns here. You could definitely want to fish around these turns, see if you can find any washout and stuff like that. You got more laydowns going along this, and then you got that bluff. So I could see this little pocket right here being a pretty productive little pocket for you. Or I guess I should say that's Caney Hollow. I did not realize that it had a name. All right, so let's keep moving down, see what else we can find. Just some shallow rock in here, some more laydowns going on in that area, more laydowns. Just kind of mark those laydowns for you. That would be a tough pattern to run, but definitely it could be a productive pattern. There's just, you know, those, again, those can change, but definitely if you can find a group of them, like 4 or 5 of them in a row, then that would be a great spot. I think we're getting ready to find one right down in here. So let's keep looking, but we got more rock right in here. As you get down here, there's a little ditch here maybe you can look at. Didn't really do too much of cutting into the land, so not much of a ditch, so we didn't mark it. Another laydown. This is where you could find a pretty decent group of laydowns. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different laydowns in here, plus you've got some rock as well. You got a nice little point. So that little section, just kind of right in there, could be a good little section to go check a look at. Let's keep moving down and see what else we can find. There's more laydowns, a little more shallow rocks, more laydowns. Nice little rocky point right here that's coming off of this hollow, this Johnny Hollow, where you've got a nice little creek coming through there. You've got rock on both sides of those points, so that's good. More rock right in here with a laydown, so kind of a double juicy spot. So really, I mean, I kind of like all this from right here, basically all the way up to that other hollow on the other side. I mean, that looks like it could be a productive little spot. The only trick is it looks like the river swings this way and swings up against the bank right in here. So this could be more your deeper side. This could be more your shallow sides. This might not be that great. It just depends on the depth and stuff like that. But I do like the fact that there's a lot of cover in here. So let's keep moving down, see what else we can find. A lot more laydowns all through here. I'm not going to point them out to you or we'll have 85 minutes worth of video. But we've also got more channels back here too. So you can see this has a pretty decent little creek channel here. Let's see if it has any vegetation. We'll draw it back. See if there's any vegetation back here. I don't see too much in there, but definitely there. In 2012, for whatever reason, in 2012, there was a lot of vegetation on this lake for sure. You can see it all. I mean, look at all of it. It looks juicy. But if you could get back here and find this little channel, again, you can find those breaks and that cover, and that can be a really good spot to go look at. All right, let's keep moving down. More laydowns all through here. So again, lots of laydowns coming on this side. I've got a little structure that's hidden in here as well. So let's go down here and show you this. You can kind of see it underwater. Let's see if we can expose it. I don't know if we're going to be able to or not. But you can definitely tell that there's something there. Nope, it's not going to let us see it, but you can tell there's something right out there. So definitely go look at that. Got more of those laydowns kind of all throughout this whole bank line. If I back up, you'll see it's just kind of scattered with laydowns. We're going to get down here into this next little hollow and let's take a look at it, because we're going to start seeing some more rock again. So 2 really good points here, 2 really good rocky points. I could see fishing around those. Also this point right here. And you've got a little bit of rock back here too. You can kind of see it. It's kind of hidden in there. We've got to move the dates around a lot probably to be able to find it. But when it cooperates with me, you can tell there's a little bit of rock right there in that area. Plus you've got pretty good little flats back here too. Somewhere there's probably a creek somewhere in there. It's just hard to see it and see exactly where it's at. But I'm sure if we move this back to 2012, we're going to see some vegetation back in here, and we definitely do. Kind of starts right in here and then moves its way back. So those can be good little hollows to take a look at as well. All right, let's go ahead and move this back to 2020. Keep moving on out. We get out here, show you guys where I'm at again. Now I'm going to be just north of this main, whatever this area is in here. I don't know what it's actually called, but there's the TVA campground, Cypress Shores. I'm sure there's a name to this pocket, but anyways, I'm directly north of that. That's where we're at right now. So, all right, let's keep moving up, see what else we can find. We've got some rock and some ramps around these docks that are out here. Not too many docks to fish on this area. So anytime you find these, those are gonna be good little spots to just stop and check out. They've got a little dock there. You got a dock here too, a little rock back there. Back here, you got a decent little channel that you can see, excuse me. And you can see it rolls right down through here, makes some pretty good turns in there and stuff like that. I'm sure that would be an interesting little pocket to look at. If we draw that back to 2012 and look at it again, we're gonna see a lot of that. I don't know if it's hydrilla or what it is, but some type of vegetation that's back there in all of these. And those can be a ton of fun to fish for sure. Let's move this back up to 2020. See what else we can find in here. We got a little brush that's out here We've got some more laydowns that are out here. You may have something right in there too. I can't tell if that's a shadow or what that is, but maybe just fishing right around in here. You know, these are interesting little areas. For some reason, it's cleared out there. So that could have been potentially an old road bed, could be a power line, could be nothing. You never know. But I always like to look at those places where you see it cleared out, because it means something was going on in there. A lot of times it's old houses and stuff like that. But here you go. You got a pretty good section of docks in here. A little bit of rock behind those docks. This is 10 hollow. You got some more docks in here too. You know, not a bad little section here. You've got docks that pretty much run from here to basically right up in here. You've got laydowns, you've got rock to fish around. You've got some really good rock right here by this person's mansion that they have out here. They've done very well with their riprap. So those are always good places to go fish. All these docks look like they can be pretty productive as well. We've got salt hollow back in here. Got a couple laydowns, some more brush. This looks like quite a bit of brush right in here, so that could be a good spot. Go flip around, see what you can find. More rock up here by these docks. Look at these houses, they're beautiful. Look at this rock that's up here by this house too. This could be a really good spot to go check out. So you'll want to go look at that. More laydowns. As we move on up here, we're close to Richardson's branch. Some more rock out here off of this point. Kind of like this, you got the cemetery over there, so it's just east of the cemetery, but right in there you got some pretty good rock. Probably makes a pretty good point. Again, we're going to look at this from an offshore standpoint, so we'll be able to see a lot better, but we're just pointing out what we can see basically from the shoreline, any type of cover we can fish and things like that. We've also got some more ramps in here. I'd imagine you might have some vegetation back in here. You can kind of see remnants of it. So if I move that back to 2012, it's not going to cooperate with me. So I was hoping maybe we could see it. There's 2012. I guess it got a little bit, not as much as I thought would be back in there, but definitely a little bit back in there as well. Some more rock, more laydowns. Again, looks like an old pond or something like that. You can tell it here, and you can kind of see the old wall here. Now, I could be totally being deceived by Google Earth, but that definitely looks like it could have been an old pond. Notice the rock and debris and stuff that's up here in this area. This can be just a good little area to fish. Anytime you fish around creeks and bridges like that, those are going to be good areas. So either side of this area in here is going to be good. You've got the Waterloo boat ramp. It's right there. Some more laydowns. As I look back in here, some interesting stuff that goes back here. Let's go up here and then we'll come back down. Not seeing too much along this bank line, but when we get up here around this Second Creek recreational area, there is a pretty big laydown that's right there that you could mess around with. Especially if you're bank fishing, you could probably access that one. And then coming up here, you've got these little chutes that we looked at earlier. These little creek channels or whatever they are, ditches, they all come out. This looks like the main one right here that comes up back through here and it kind of breaks off. You got another one that comes through here. And then up here, I really like this one. This one turns a lot, things like that. I like how it sets up. And then it comes out and kind of hits these docks. This obviously is a very shallow area though, so I don't know how productive those spots would be, but you can tell how shallow it is just by looking at these docks, how long the walkways are just to get out there. So that's telling you that's some pretty shallow stuff. Let's look at this thing from 2012 and see if it has any vegetation back here. And yes, it does. So you can see you could actually get out here off the edge of this vegetation and just fish the outside edges of it and probably have some pretty good success, especially around those areas where those little channels are. You could find fish collecting in those areas for sure. So take a look at that. Also make sure you go back in here and take a look at that spot. We've got some more ramps, some more brush that's right around this dock. They didn't hide it very well, but you can see he's got several different piles. I even missed one right here, but there's a pile here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different piles right here, and then another pile right here on the outside corner of that dock. So that could be a really good little area to go fish around. Let's keep moving in here. We've got more ramps, more brush around this little area. Kind of marked it for you, just little brush piles they put out here, more laydowns. Didn't see too much back in here. Obviously you're gonna have some vegetation back in there. You know what? I did not see that last time, but check that out. There's some type of a debris or brush or something right there. So let's go ahead and just mark that sucker. We don't know what it is, but it's definitely something out there, and that looks good coming right off the edge of that point too. There's some rock on that point. Looks like maybe a possible old pond here. You've got a little creek bed that comes through here and then it kind of swings around. I don't know if you can actually get back here though. It looks like you can come underneath here and fish this rock back here, but hopefully you can. More rock right in there as well. And then we move down, some more laydowns, ramps, nothing too special. another ramp that's right in there, and then we get back into that section here. So again, you know, not a bad little spot to look. I think it's called the Second Creek area, but definitely I would spend some time going back in there and see what you can find. Looks like it could have definitely some potential, especially with the hydrilla being up back right in here. You can kind of see the weed line, where the weed line would be. So fishing around there, fishing that flat around those channels, fishing some of those docks and those piles we saw, that could be a pretty productive little spot. Let's keep moving up here and see what else we can find. We got more laydowns. Again, just marking the shallow rock for you. You can see it right here. You've got the rock right there. More laydowns, laydowns and rock, laydowns and rock, laydowns and rock. But again, if you look at the way that the river sets up, I guess this is actually good. Now we're getting back to a deeper side of it, hopefully. So we'll start seeing some more interesting rocks and things like that if we can get to the deeper side. Actually, it still feels like we're on the shallow side. Yeah, this is the deep side. That's the shallow side. So staying up here on the shallow side of it, just more laydowns. Got a little bit, another one of those things that we call structure. Basically, we don't know what it is, some type of debris. Maybe it could be some concrete or something too. Could be a brush pile. Kind of hard to tell. More laydowns. Another boat ramp right here with some rock just right outside the edge of it. Kind of like this little area here. Could be flooded out with vegetation though, basically looking at that. Can't tell here, but you can definitely tell that that rock is there. It's definitely dominant there. So that would be a good area as well. That's by the Brush Creek boat ramp. If you look around that boat ramp too, that boat ramp looks like it could have some potential just with all the rock that it has around it. So let's back this out and see what else we can find in here. We got another little creek channel coming through here. This one looks like it's pretty well defined, so definitely worth looking at. And what's interesting is I don't know what these things are, if these are just little humps, like little grassy humps, or what they are. But could be an interesting spot to go look at. It looks pretty dang shallow for sure. Got a little shallow rock right in here and then right here. I like how this channel kind of comes out and hits right around this point. So making that point look really good. Let's draw the water back on that one too. And look at that. Yeah, you definitely have some vegetation back in there as well. So really like that spot. That looks good. All right, that's just kind of up my alley. I like that shallow stuff. All right, let's keep moving on. See what else we can find. Laydowns, more structure. You can see right here, I don't know if it's some kind of debris or again, concrete structure, whatever it is in that area. And then we're gonna keep looking up in here. We got some more just shallow rocks that are right in here. Another laydown, some more laydowns in this area. Just kind of the same thing what we're seeing there, just a lot of different laydowns. This is very shallow up in here. Laydowns, laydowns. The other side's gonna be better. Laydowns, laydowns. This is Dump Hollow. It's just full of laydowns all the way down this stretch. But let's get down here, see what else we can find. We got rock right in here. I like this. Nice little point right here. Nice rock. Nice creek channel coming through here. Looks like you might have some vegetation right in here as well. Nice little pinch point right there on that little corner too. Looking pretty good there. Some more rocks, more laydowns. I'm gonna pull this back because we're gonna have to shut this thing down here in a minute. We're gonna go down to that bridge. That's where we'll stop at. Let's keep looking down here and see what else we can find. I like this area right in here, guys. Look at all this rock right in here and right here. Plus you probably got the vegetation coming back there. It looks like it might be a little creek or something. It definitely is a creek that comes back there. You can't really tell where the channel is. There's definitely a creek that's flowing through here. So anytime you can find those creeks where they're coming in, you know, here and here, those are gonna be a lot higher percentage areas to go fish around. Some more rock up in here too. And then we get into some docks, and these must be a little bit deeper docks because they don't have nearly as long a platform. There's a ramp there you could fish. I would definitely fish the docks. And those ramps, I would just fish a shaky head or a wobble head on those ramps. You'd be surprised at what you can find. And then we get down in here, there's some kind of big structure that's under the water. That might even be above the water. I can't tell. Maybe even could be like an old dock structure or something like that, but definitely something to fish around. More rocks, another ramp right here by these, by this dock too. And again, I like those. When those ramps are submerged like that and no one uses them, they just, for whatever reason, they can be really good places to go look at. And then you've just got a big long stretch of a lot of laydowns and then some more rock right in here, just some shallow rock. Another laydown here and a pretty decent little channel that's back here that comes through here. I don't know if this, I was pulling that back to see if it had a name. It doesn't. The Natchez Trace Parkway Lauderdale Park. Man, that's a long name for a park, but just north of that park, you got a pretty good little creek channel swinging through here. Comes out right in here. I would definitely go look at that. Let's draw that back. before we end the video and see what we got back here. Not as good as I thought it would be. I figured we'd have a lot more back here, so this must be a little bit deeper, but definitely something to go look at. Let's draw that back to 2020. Let's get down here by the bridge and wrap this thing up. We've got more laydowns all the way through here, and then obviously when you get to these bridges, these are primo places to go fish. Fish around the pillars, fish around everything you can. Those are great places to fish. Then you've also got a little rock right here, kind of before you get out onto the bridge. So we'll stop there, and the next time we come back, we're gonna start there and keep working our way down into Alabama, all the way down, like I said, to the dam, and then we'll work our way all the way back up to the border on this side. So it'll probably take us a few more videos, at least 2 or 3 more videos, but make sure to go check the ones we've already done. They're out there on the site under Simplistic Fishing's playlist, so just go look there. And don't forget, we have all of these waypoints out on our website, simplisticfishing.com, for you to purchase. It includes Alabama, Tennessee, and Mississippi waypoints. It includes everything that we've shown you, all of it together, so you have one lake on one card. But go check it out, simplisticfishing.com. And until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.